Welcome to another video. Today is going to be a different type of video, and today's video is about why I stopped talking to the father of my child. I haven't really talked about this on this channel, so I felt like, let me talk about it, get a little bit of, how it happened for me. I'm not using my microphone today because it's out of battery, it's currently charging, and I'm not going to stop a video because of microphone, so I'm just going to use what I have and I'm going to keep going. Anyway, so you all know that I was pregnant at 16, and being pregnant at 16 in an African household is, as of that time, which was like 15-16 years ago, was a really shameful thing. And so me and the father of my child, we were not in any relationship. It was just more of like, oh, you free, you want to meet up, we meet up, we do the do, and that was it. There was no relationship. I didn't really know him as in know him. He didn't really know me as in know me. It was just more like a mutual agreement of just bam bam bam, and that was it. So when I told him the situation, as what any dude would do, reject it, deny it, say he doesn't know me, all that kind of stuff. And eventually, my parents found out. My mom knew who he was. My mom went to go see him. He denied it, in front of my mom. He also denied it, everything. So my parents had jumped to the conclusion that, okay, it's just me and my family in this, and we'll just exclude him out of it since he doesn't want to be part of it. And so even though that was happening secretly behind my parents' back, I was still in communication with him, because my mindset was that I didn't really want my kid to grow up without knowing who his dad was, because I grew up without knowing my biological dad. I ended up having a stepdad, but I would have preferred if I grew up knowing who my biological dad was. And so, so secretly I was talking to him. My parents weren't aware. And even though I was talking to him secretly, he knew my parents weren't aware, but he was really disrespectful towards me. Like he didn't like hit me or anything like that, but he was disrespectful by words. There were so many things that he would say that I would know deep down that this dude don't like me, this dude is not happy that I've got a kid for him and I get birth and blah blah blah. And so it was just a lot of that was going on for years. A lot of disrespect, a lot of hiding this, hiding that. And no, he wasn't giving me money or anything like that to look after the kid. I was a teenager, he was still in school, I was still in school, so there wasn't any of that expectation. But it got to a point where I just felt like the disrespect was too much. And it got to a point where he would also, like fornicate with my mates. And he was like a player at the time. And the disrespect was just a lot, that it got to a point where I said, you know what? If he doesn't like me and he's not even interested in knowing who his kid is, then why am I still putting myself in this situation? This was what I kept asking myself, because the dude's already telling me by his actions, by his words, that he doesn't like the fact that I give birth to his kid. And also he's not interested to, be peaceful with me. He's constantly insulting me with different words. There's never a day that goes by that he would not say something insultive. And so I just said, you know what, this is actually a way for me to escape. And you know what I did? I just cut off all communication with him without any closure. Because the thing about me is, I don't seek closure at all. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I sit down and I think about it and I analyze it in my head. I'm a very patient person. So for me to even get to this point, it took about 3 to 4 years to get to this point. It wasn't just overnight. Now, if I was in this situation now, I would have done it within a week or two. But back then I was 16. I wasn't that confident. My self-esteem wasn't high. But it took about 3 to 4 years to get to this point, to get to that point. And I just cut it off. No contact, deleted his number. I said, you know what? I am done. And when I said that, I felt so free. I felt so free that I didn't have to deal with someone who's toxic. I didn't have to deal with someone who makes me feel like shit. I didn't have to deal with someone who makes me feel like I'm the most worthless and the most useless person in the world. And at the end of it, I didn't have anything to lose because I'm still the one with the kid. I'm still the one that has to, sacrifice here and there. It didn't really have much impact or much influence on him anyway. So nothing really changed. It just felt like I let go of something that reminded me of the past. And he was one of them. And so when I stopped all communication with him and everything, one day he just bumped into me in town or something. And you know how men are. Once you go no contact, all of a sudden they realized, oh my gosh, she's real, she's serious, she's not calling me, she's not texting me quick. So when he saw me again, he was trying to talk, all this. I wasn't giving him any attention or whatever. He was trying to beg me. I was acting like I didn't even know him. I'm like, do I know you? Like, because when I'm done, I'm done. Like, when I'm done, I am done. There's no going back. I am done. And so I think at that point he realized this is actually real. And then 1 year later, me and my family, we then moved to a whole nother country, which was England. So at that time it was Ireland, but now we've moved to another country, which is England. Am I happy that I cut him off? 100%. Am I in a better place mentally? 100%. Is he in a better place? I believe he is. I think he's moved on. I think he's married now. He's got kids, and I believe he's doing well, and I hope he's doing well. So cutting him off felt like I let go of something that was toxic to me. And the reason why I'm saying this is because as much as I, sometimes I do videos for men who are single dads, and I do videos for women who are obviously single moms, and how you should get the father of your child involved. But there's some situations where getting the father of your child involved is causing harm towards you. And this is where you have to draw the line. This is where boundaries have to be created. This is where you have to decide to either go no contact or to cut it off completely. Because if you are dealing with the father of your child and every time he sees you, he just wants to have sex with you, he's not interested in bonding with the kid, he's not interested in being involved with the kid, but he's constantly having sex with you, he's about to lock you down with another child, which obviously puts your life on hold, which then puts everything on hold, right? Which is not, he's not adding, what is beneficial as of that moment to your life. And so in that situation, maybe cutting him off is the best thing to do. Or if you're in a situation where the father of your child is constantly abusing you, calling you all sorts of names, and you're just like, oh, I'm doing this for the kid, I'm doing this for the kid, but the kid knows when you're unhappy. The kid knows when you're not happy, and the kid deserves to see you happy, to see you in your best. And so maybe cutting him off for a couple of months might just be the way to go. So I'm saying this because sometimes when you turn a man into a father, when he's not prepared to be a father, it can become a big problem to you as the mother of his child, because he wasn't prepared. Women are the gatekeepers of children. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if gay people are allowed to adopt and do all that kind of stuff. Women are the gatekeeper of children. No man is getting a child if a woman does not open her legs and push a baby out. No man can be a father if a woman does not open her legs to push a baby out. Even if you adopted a child, okay, a woman still pushed that baby out. A woman pushed that child out for you to even become a father. So when you do it, when you make someone a father and they're not prepared to be a father, they're not in their father energy, they're not in their daddy energy, what you're going to get is disrespect. That is what you're going to get, because they're not mentally prepared. So they can't bond with it. They can't, build a relationship. And I know for some people it's like, well, get ready if you're not ready. And it's easier said than done, but it's a process to actually prepare for fatherhood. It's a process to even prepare for motherhood. I was a mom at 16. I was not prepared. Mentally, I didn't even feel like I was a mom. I didn't even, like, my mind wasn't even there. It got to a point where I had to even remind myself that, okay, I got a kid at home, you know, I can't do this, can't be out this late. It's a process to get your mind there. So if you're dealing with someone who makes you feel like shit, I know some of you might be in a situation where you don't have anywhere to live, you don't have anywhere to go, and so living with the father of your child is the only home that you have. And so the reason why you're tolerating it is because you don't really have anywhere else to go. What I would say is to not bother him too much about getting involved and just do what you can. Because the more you bother him to get involved and he's not getting involved, the more angry you get, the more bitter you get, the more disappointed you get. But if you don't bother him anymore and you just do what you can and keep it going, honestly, you will just feel better. You just feel free. You won't feel like you're dragging someone to do what they don't like, you know? So that's one of the reasons why I just, you know, don't have any I'm not in any contact with the father of my child, because it was of no benefit to me at all. It was getting worse. It wasn't, you know, it just wasn't a good situation, and it was best that way. It's just best that way. So even if he saw me in the next few years or something, he can never blame me, because he knows deep down that he was never interested anyway. And my son cannot blame me, because he would know that he wasn't interested, and he would know that I've tried my best to make him interested, but he wasn't. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.